Okay, so welcome everyone. I have today a very special guest, Jamuna. Jamuna has just gone through a 5 week working with me, and overcoming some of the issues in her life. And I'd like to thank her for coming today and being so brave and bold and courageous in sharing her experience and in wanting to use her experience to also help others to grow and shift as well. And Jamuna is a very talented artist, and you will see how her art has actually transformed and grown as she worked through the sessions. And we'll hopefully share some of these artwork with you as we go. So thank you. So welcome, Jamuna.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much again for agreeing to do this interview with me. And so I'll just ask you some few questions and just speak from your heart, and whatever comes, that's what it's meant to be. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so let's go back. So when you first came to see me, right, what were some of the key things that you wanted to work with?
I wanted to get rid of the anxiety that I had towards driving. I wanted to gain confidence in myself, especially when going out in public or driving. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just flip and find that form. Is that okay? I'll just look at that form, and then just look at that form that you filled in before the session to identify what were the issues that you wanted to work with. Is that clear on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so these were the things: achieving goals, motivation, money blocks, self-esteem, panic attacks, fears, confidence, anxiety. Okay, what was going on in your life then? So just run through a few things and share, if you don't mind sharing some of the.
You mean before I started the session?
Yeah.
I was always struggling to get things done for myself. I would be afraid to leave the house on my own, and I wouldn't get my errands done. And I was missing out on a lot of my social life because I would avoid going out to meet my friends because I had to drive to see them. And I would procrastinate a lot on my work because it involved me going out and doing things which frightened me at that time. So
okay, this is not related to your driving, is it?
It is related to my driving. Going out means driving out. Okay. And a lot of things at that time involved me going out, driving out to get things done because, I was in college, and it held me back from doing a lot of the things that I wanted to do. Avoiding driving held me back from going out, meeting people, and doing the things I needed to do. I couldn't completely enjoy myself if I were to drive out on my own. Okay. Which makes the whole trip out redundant, especially if I am going out to have fun, but I'm constantly worrying. Yeah. Okay. That's how things were before.
Okay. And how is this related to the panic attacks and anxieties that you are facing?
I was always concerned about how people would see me when I was out in public. I was always self-conscious and always worried about people looking at me, and that caused the anxiety because I always felt like I'm not allowed to make mistakes in front of people, especially in public, and that scared me because I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of people staring at me and judging me, and this would cause a panic. If I was in public and I make even a small mistake, my body would immediately react in a panic, and I would try to go home as soon as possible to avoid that situation.
So how would your body react? What would it do?
I would get really shaky. I start shivering and sweating. I lose my train of thought. I can't think clearly. And the only thing that's in my head is to get out, to get out, get out.
And this actually went back before the driving, correct?
Yes.
The driving was just another trigger.
Yeah, and it just amplified what was already there. The driving made it a lot worse.
So let's recap a bit. Just go back a bit. How were you 6 months ago when it came to driving?
I'll do everything to avoid it.
Okay.
I would do everything to avoid it. I make excuses for why I shouldn't go out. Yeah.
So when every time you got into the car, what was the first reaction or that came up?
Oh, my heart would beat really quickly, and I would want to leave the car. Like I wouldn't want to continue. Okay. I wouldn't want to turn on the engine.
So this all was triggered by that incident, yeah? By that, that accident you had.
Yeah.
Okay, and will this image come back, or what comes back to you every time you sit down to get into the car?
Yeah, some images of what could happen, and those things that could happen in my head were usually bad things. And so before this, when I drove, I was always worried, oh no, what if I do this? Oops, sorry. And what if I do this? And what if I do that? Yeah. But now I don't have that anymore.
Okay. And what else do you do before you drive now to prepare yourself?
First I would do the breathing a few times. But now I don't even need to do that when I go in. But when I'm on the road and if anything happens, I immediately just take a deep breath and it's fine. And my mom let me drive her for the first time 2 days ago.
In how long?
She's never been in the car in the passenger seat with me driving before. 2 days ago was the first time.
Oh wow. Okay. So when did you start driving?
I started driving last year, I think August or September.
Okay, so you got your license, and then you had that incident.
Yeah, the incident was, I think, 1 or 2 weeks after I started driving.
Oh, okay.
It's very close.
And after that incident, you didn't drive for a long time?
I did drive, but it took a lot of effort.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mom never sat in the car with me. Even early this year, whenever I would go out to get anything, my mom wouldn't sit with me. But yeah, 2 days ago, she sat with me in the car.
What was the reason she didn't want to sit with you?
She just didn't have, like, because she knew that I would get really fidgety, especially if someone else is sitting in the car with me. Yeah, but now she can, I think she can sense that I have confidence, so she's confident sitting next to me in the car.
Okay. Now, how has the breathing help you shift?
It has helped me to control the physical reaction and align it with what's in my mind. Because before this, I would think logically, actually there's nothing to be worried about, but my body would react differently. But now I can control my body to be in alignment with what I'm thinking in my mind, and there's actually nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big shift from who.
Yeah.
What was some of the sleeping, or did you have any other sleep or other issues physically that was being affected as well?
Yeah, my digestion was greatly affected by the anxiety. Whenever I would feel anxious, somehow or other that night I would have painful digestion. And a lot of tummy problems. And when my digestion is really painful, I'm not able to sleep. And
okay.
Yeah.
And so sleep was also a key issue.
Yeah.
So would you sleep like through the night most days, or how would your sleep patterns be?
Before this, my sleep pattern would be irregular. I would wake up at certain times in the night. I wouldn't have a full length of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I would get up for a while, then go back to sleep. Get up a bit, and then go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't having deep sleep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So what did you try before you came to see me to help you with this and to overcome this? What did you experiment with or try with?
I tried by practicing driving more, because I thought that if I were to do something more and face my fear, I would be able to overcome it. So I tried to drive every single day and try to make it a point to go out and see people. But I found myself still making the same excuses each time. And I feel like the reason why that didn't work is because I didn't deal with my issue from the root. Yeah.
And how long were you in this dilemma for?
I think I could say about 3 years.
Okay, great. And what were the first shifts or experience that you have that you noticed things were changing?
I became a bit more lighthearted. I wouldn't worry as much as I did before. And even if I did, I would be able to deal with it quickly on the spot. I would occasionally feel the anxiety come back, but I was able to handle it much better than I did before. Because before that, I would let it prolong, and sometimes it would last hours in a day. But after the first few sessions, if ever I did feel it, I was able to resolve it within a few minutes and carry on with what I was doing.
Yeah, so you became this very powerful observer of the mind.
Yes. Yeah, because I became very aware of why I was feeling all these things.
Okay. So the work we did on understanding the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system and the fight and flight, how did that help you, especially with looking at these issues?
Being aware of how my brain works helps me to go around it, and helps me to align, like I said, what my body is experiencing with what my mind is telling me. And because I understand why my body is reacting in a certain way, I'm able to deal with it, and I'm able to overcome whatever initial physical reaction comes about.
And we spend a lot of time on science. We spend a lot of time understand, because when you understand why something is happening, the how and the exercises become very easy to do. Now, what other big shifts did you experience in?
I had deep sleep for the first time in a long time, and no digestive issues at night.
So I remember during our session once you said there was some issue at home, and the old familiar you was trying to come in and to pull you backwards. What did you do?
Yeah, there was like a small tug of war. When that happened, I was able to pick myself out of that old familiar self and drag myself back towards the new path, because I was aware of where this is coming from. Knowing why I was falling back into that, it was easier for me to bring myself back out. And if anything like that would have to happen before, I would let myself dwell in it. But this time, with the understanding, I knew exactly how to bring myself back out again.
So the old movies would have kicked in and
Yeah.
okay, and instead you quickly played a new, better movie,
Yeah.
a different thought, a different path.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else is going well?
I can go out confidently in public without having to worry about people looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm able to just tell myself everything's okay, I'm fine. People make mistakes and that's okay, and I forgive myself easily when I do make any mistake in public.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of beating myself up.
Mm-hmm. And remember that line, what other people
Yeah, what other people think of me is none of my business. Yeah.
Okay. And how many times have you repeated that to yourself?
Many times. Okay.
I think that makes a big shift in
Yes.
when we're not so blaming ourselves for things that happen, when we're okay, that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to learn and grow, and then we can shift very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are the things that we did that you feel was most powerful, most effective for you? We did heaps of things. We did breathing, we did lots of meditation, we did the rapid transformational therapy session. What were some of the things that you think were most impactful for you?
I think the breathing and the nightly recordings were the most impactful, because those really, really helped me to get a good night's sleep and also wake up feeling fresh and ready for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the havening technique was also very, very effective. And the recording where I'm supposed to train myself to stay centered, that was very effective, because now I did not realize that I had that issue to begin with, that I found myself my presence was just fleeting when I spoke to people, because I was always worrying and thinking. So now when I speak to people, I feel truly present and listening to what they have to say.
Yeah, so we worked on this in the meditation. The purpose of the meditation was to, what was the purpose and what did you find effective?
To center myself, to be aware of the now, and also to calm my breathing. Yeah.
So how has this now affected your artwork? You remember I asked you to, I suggested that you do the meditation and in fact even draw that. Did you have a picture of that heart to share with us?
Oh yeah. It's in the room. Should I go get it?
Yes, please. That would be really, that's really good too. Thanks. So just a bit of background information about this artwork. So this artwork came as a result of the session. And this was, can you please share, what is this?
This is what I discovered the anxiety in me looked like before.
Okay, can you share it again with us?
Yeah. It looks like a heart, but it's actually something that I felt was enveloping my heart. Something which
was
I
around
pulled out.
Your heart,
yeah, something which was growing around my heart in disguise of a heart. And so this is what it felt like when I finally pulled that thing out.
And this is your artwork is so beautiful. You're really talented. Now describe what this anxiety did to you a bit, if you don't mind sharing.
It became a part of me, and I felt like it was necessary for me to have this, but I didn't realize it was something growing over my own heart. It was like a parasite that was taking out my energy and feeding off my energy, and I didn't realize because I felt like it was a part of me. And I felt like this burden was something that I had to carry, but it was not necessarily so.
And as soon as you pulled it out, how did you feel immediately after the following weeks?
I felt so much lighter. I felt so much more relieved. I was able to do things and enjoy them fully without having to worry so much. Yeah.
And wow. And did you draw anything else like in the following weeks?
Yeah. Wait, I'll bring.
Oh, sure.
One.
Thank you. If you don't mind sharing, because it's really impactful, the artwork that you're doing. Okay.
Original one, which I produced immediately after, because I managed to sell that one to my friend. So, but this is another one that I did, which is really similar.
Okay.
It's like the ocean from the aerial view, the coral reefs and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does this mean to you? How is this connected to what we were doing?
It represents the calm that I feel. Like we mentioned during the meditation, it's like the waves are above me and I'm below, and I'm at peace, and I'm able to appreciate the beauty of whatever's happening around me without fear. And I think that this represents that in a very abstract way. Yeah.
So it really symbolizes that metaphor where we're saying in life, there's always trouble, there's always storms and people shouting, yelling, arguments, difficulties. But at the same time, when we are calm within ourselves, we can still be present, but just like the ocean in the depths, just being calm below the waves. On the surface, everything is crashing, but in the back. And is that how you feel?
Yes. Yeah.
I really like that artwork. And how has the meditation now helped you shift? Do you do meditation before you draw now, or?
I do meditation 3 times a day, and
okay, wow, that's impressive.
The morning one, the afternoon one, and the night one.
Okay.
And so usually I do my artwork after the afternoon one, and I find myself having a longer attention span when I'm drawing, which is something I didn't have before. I'm able to sit down and fully focus on what I'm doing and finish it before moving on to the next thing.
So that the meditation has helped you become calmer and more centered and actually become more focused in what you're doing.
Yep.
Okay. So describe how your painting was before meditation.
I think the meditation has really helped with my self-worth, my idea of self-worth. It has improved what I see myself to be, and I value myself more. And I feel like a lot of the times any problems I had with my artwork was really linked to that, me not being good enough and me not being talented enough. And so a lot of the times I would give up halfway, and I had a lot of unfinished work. And so after the meditation, I realized it has really helped me grow in terms of self-worth, and self-care. And as a result, I have more confidence in myself when I'm doing my artwork. And if I were to make mistakes, I wouldn't get upset and push it aside. I would forgive myself and tell myself it's okay, I can improve, and then just continue.
I really see that inner joy in you now, so much different than before. The inner joy that just, can you share how that feeling is now?
It feels really light. I feel like the child in me is thriving again. And I see happiness in places which I didn't notice before. And I'm more appreciative of myself. And as a result, I enjoy more things day to day.
Just before you were describing as you shifted, you noticed things around you shifting. Yes. What was the biggest shift you've noticed?
The biggest shift I noticed is that the people who approach me, they can see that I'm a lot better, like I'm a lot more cheerful, and I think it has rubbed off on some of my friends. Before this, they told me that a lot of the times they would see that I'm down and they would try to avoid me in order to give me space. And I didn't realize that with that I was kind of isolating myself from other people. But now that I'm all lively and cheerful, I'm attracting all this happiness around me, and I see it in the people around me.
Mm-hmm. And would you mind sharing your in terms of love and relationships with family and friends? How was that shifting?
Yeah.
Don't have to say too much if you don't want to.
Yeah. When I approach my family, especially, with a more open heart and more understanding, rather than before when I would approach with anger if I was ever upset about something. They are more open now to discuss the issue or resolve whatever it is that's making me upset, because they're basically, our walls are down. And there's a sense of understanding and a sense of communication and openness. There's no there's no temper from me anymore.
So the anger is subsided.
Yeah, my anger has subsided, and it has helped me to communicate openly with my family more in a more caring and understanding way.
So as your walls came down, other people's walls came down as well, and then you started to have better communication.
Yeah.
So what are you now most looking forward to now that this new Jamuna is here? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to just hone my talents, become more independent, and pursue my dreams. Because now I feel like there's nothing holding me back from doing the things that I want to do. And I'm most excited about, pursuing my dreams and just drawing anything I like, whenever I like.
Okay, let's just go back to that thing again, right? And just have a quick compare of the before and after. Okay, is the screen come up?
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of achieving goals, how do you think you are now?
I'm much better. I don't procrastinate as much anymore, and I can really see like my career going the right path.
And motivation?
So much better now.
So much better now? Okay, what do you mean? Yeah. Okay, what's the biggest shift in terms of motivation?
Again, this I think is related to my self-worth. Now I feel like I deserve the good things in life, and I'm willing to go and pursue them and manifest them in my own life. And that's where the motivation comes from now.
Well done. And money blocks. This was an interesting story. Can you share that story? What's happening?
So, after the first few sessions, when I did the painting that's similar to this, I did a lot of affirmations, and I started to tell myself that I value my artwork, and that it's a lot of worth what I'm putting in, a lot of effort and a lot of care into this artwork, and it is worth a lot. And somehow or rather, one of my friends decided they wanted to purchase a painting from me. And then again, a few days after that, after constantly creating this belief that my effort is worth a lot, that my artwork is worth a lot, I got another commission piece. And this time the amount was even more than before.
Did anybody pay you before this?
No, not really. I mean, and whenever they did, it wasn't, I always found myself discounting my artwork. And I feel like that stemmed from me believing that my artwork was not worth that much.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's powerful. Hmm?
Yeah.
And panic attacks.
Go on.
Yeah, when we're looking through this list, fears.
No.
And confidence is quite clearly visibly high, and anxiety is.
Yeah.
I think also now you've trained yourself so well that every time you breathe, as soon as you take a deep breath in, you know how to switch off and recondition your thoughts and your mind and your body. Mm-hmm. Because now you've done it so often enough, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. You've done it so often now that it's become a habit. You've actually now trained your mind and body, and your body just, as soon as you go, your body's just go, okay, time to relax. And it's, am I right in saying that?
Yes. It's a very automatic response now.
It's like you learn to throw that basketball in so many times that you don't need to see the hoop anymore. You just go. Well done. I'm truly impressed. But 3 times a day, that's impressive. That's impressive. I don't think I meditate 3 times a day. Good job. Yeah. So what would you like to share? Or what would you like to say to people who are in a similar situation with you? How can they shift and let go of anxiety and stress and this self-doubt? And what are some things you like to share and advise them?
I think the most important thing is to start working on yourself now, because a lot of the times we push it to find the right time, like, oh, it's not the right time for me to deal with this, it's not the right time for me to deal with this, and then we just push it forward and we're not actually dealing with the issue. But if you do that, you'll never find the right time. Mm-hmm. And the right time is actually now.
Mm-hmm. That's very powerful. Thank you. Yeah. It's really okay. Anything else you want to share or suggest or tell the people out there, your friends?
If I can get better, so can you.
Okay, good job. Good job. Thank you. And yeah, true. That's so powerful, impactful what you just shared, and I'm so grateful to be part of your journey to help you shift and change, and seeing you transform from July 20th, I think, when we first started. Now it's September 6th. You shifted very fast. Yeah, we worked with each other for about 4 weeks. We worked together for 5 weeks. But your shift has been phenomenal, and it's all due to the work that you've put in, the diligence that you put in, and as well, not you also have very good parents who've guided you. Your mom is done a good job in helping you shift and become more open. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. And I wish you all the best and all the success in the future.
Thank you.